Hawaii, an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, is also known as the Aloha State. Hawaii is not a single island, but the Hawaiian archipelago, which consists of 8 main islands and more than 100 smaller islets. The state of Hawaii, located 3,700 kilometers off the North American continent, was the 50th state to be admitted into the United States. Hawaii is the Polynesian word for homeland. As a tourist destination, the first place you'll arrive in Hawaii is the island of Oahu, which is home to the international airport. It's the third largest island in the Hawaiian Islands, and it's Waikiki Beach and Honolulu, which we know very well. Seen below is Diamond Head, one of Hawaii's most famous landmarks. It is a crater that erupted for a short period of time and is 232 meters high. In Hawaiian, it's called Lahi, Tuna's forehead. It's said that 19th century British navigators named it Diamond Head because they saw it glistening from the top of the mountain. It was used as a military installation in the 1900s and was declared a National Natural Landmark in 1968. Waikiki Beach was once a favorite of Hawaiian royalty. Waikiki is said to mean gushing water. Most of Oahu's hotels and resorts are located here. Honolulu is the capital of Hawaii and a cosmopolitan metropolis. The only surviving palace in the United States, it is a historic site steeped in the history of the Hawaiian Kingdom. The National Pacific Memorial Cemetery, located on a 150-meter-high cone-shaped extinct volcano, was built in 1949 to commemorate those who served in the U.S. military. It holds the remains of 20,000 soldiers from World War II and the Vietnam War.
It was originally called Waimua because it was where the natives gathered pearls. Known for the 1941 bombing of Pearl Harbor by Japan, the USS Arizona was attacked, killing 1,177 sailors and leaving more than 900 missing. Instead of being salvaged, the sunken ships are used as memorials at sea to honor the lost sailors. Docked right next to it is the battleship Missouri, where General MacArthur received the Japanese surrender signature. It is now a museum that explains the history of the war to visitors. It was here in 1990 that James Drummond Dole, the king of pineapples, planted his first pineapple plantation. Famous for its giant pineapple garden maze. It was named the largest botanical maze in the world. Kualoa Ranch, a sacred land that only royalty was allowed to enter, means long waste in native Hawaiian. The name comes from the long mountain range surrounding the area.
The Big Island, the largest of the Hawaiian Islands, is twice the size of the other 7 islands combined. The largest island, but the youngest and last born. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Home to Kilauea and Mauna Loa, the most active volcanoes on the planet. Below is Mount Mauna Kea, a dormant volcano. Mauna Kea, which means White Mountain in Hawaiian, at 4,205 meters above sea level, it is the tallest seamount in the Pacific Ocean. Measured from the ocean's deepest point, it is the world's highest peak at 10,203 meters, higher than Mount Everest. Mauna Loa is 4,169 meters high, about 37 meters lower than Mauna Kea. It is said to be the largest volcano in the world by volume and area. At 1,247 meters above sea level, Kilauea is the only active volcano in Hawaii and one of the most active volcanoes in the world. The crater here is said to be home to Pele, the god of fire.
Maui, also known as the Island of the Valley, is the second largest island in the Hawaiian archipelago. It covers an area of 1,882 square kilometers. According to Polynesian mythology, the island of Maui was created by the half-god, half-man demigod Maui, who lifted it out of the sea with a magical fishing hook. In the movie Moana, there's a scene that depicts this myth. Haleakala National Park is Maui's most iconic attraction. Legend has it that the demigod Maui stood atop this mountain, catching the rising sun and holding it so it wouldn't set too soon. Haleakala means House of the Sun, which is why Haleakala means House of the Sun. It is 3,055 meters high and is famous for its sunrise, which is like walking on clouds, so it is often visited at dawn. The volcano's crater is said to be very similar to the lunar surface. Located 4.8 kilometers southwest of Maui, the tiny crescent-shaped island is a small, uninhabited island. It's said to have been formed by a volcanic eruption and eroded on one side to form a crescent. Great for snorkeling and diving.
Stretching east to west, Molokai is the fifth largest island in the Hawaiian archipelago. It has some of the world's highest sea cliffs and long coral reefs. Hawaii's pristine natural environment is preserved thanks to the efforts of native Hawaiians. Completely cut off from the outside world by cliffs, Kalaupapa Historical Park has been a quarantine center for Hansen's disease patients since January 1866. In 1969, the Hansen's disease quarantine was lifted and the city was declared a tourist destination.
Lanai, the smallest uninhabited island in the Hawaiian archipelago, is only 14 kilometers from Maui and home to about 3,300 residents, making it feel secluded and relaxed. It's a quiet island, but it has luxury resorts and is famously where Bill Gates rented an entire island for his wedding. A mysterious landscape that resembles the surface of the moon, Kihiakawilo is dotted with oddly shaped rock formations on red soil. It is called the Garden of Gods.
The smallest volcanic and uninhabited island in the Hawaiian archipelago is said to be unfit for human habitation, with most of the terrain being desert. It was used as a prison for male convicts in the 1830s and abolished in 1853. It was used as a training center for American soldiers after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941 and is now a historic site.
The fourth largest island in the Hawaiian archipelago and the first to be created, Kauai, nicknamed the Garden Island, is known for its natural beauty. Ranked among the top 3 rainiest places in the world, the entire island is lushly vegetated thanks to the rainwater that flows down from 1,598-meter Mount Waialua. Kauai Coffee Company, the largest coffee producer in the U.S., accounts for more than 50% of Hawaii's total coffee production, which is sold exclusively for domestic consumption in the U.S. Nicknamed the Grand Canyon of the Pacific or Little Grand Canyon, Waimea Canyon is not as large as the Grand Canyon on the mainland, but it has its own unique beauty. Kalalau Lookout, at the northernmost point of the island of Kauai, offers one of the island's most spectacular views of the Na Pali coast and the magnificent Kalalau Valley.
Niihau is the smallest of Hawaii's inhabited islands. The Robinson family estate is said to be inhabited by his descendants and indigenous people. In the past, Hawaii's King Kamehameha V sold Niihau to the Sinclair family in exchange for a promise to protect the natives. There's no development, no hotels for travelers to stay in, and no roads are properly paved. That's why it's also called the Forbidden Island.